More Than Ball Show. It is episode 43. I'm Ola.
I'm Paige.
Hey, it's Shaq.
It's your boy HD.
Hey! On that, the W.
Oh, gosh. If you thought we spoke about the NBA for 55 minutes, we're about to talk about the W.
Yeah, man. The drama. It don't stop.
The drama. Okay, so I feel like this season of the W has been very chaotic, and I feel like it really could have been, resolved earlier on in the season. WNBA came out with a statement after Caitlin Clark had to tell the ref something about a player, and then obviously AT always had to say something about the Indiana Fever fans and how they were treated when they were down there. Yeah, so the WNBA came out with a statement talking about the racism and how they don't stand for that. My issue with WNBA putting out a statement now, I just would love to know why now. I think it's a little too late.
Yeah.
And I say that to say, I put this in our group chat, but when there's been societal issues outside of basketball, let's say if we're talking about Ukraine, Israel and Palestine, everyone's quick to put out a statement saying they don't stand for that. But when this is happening underneath their very own, this is their platform, this is their entertainment package, this is what they drive, and this is like what the players have to like go through, and they put a statement during playoffs when this has been going on for like, let's say 4 months
at the end of regular season.
I feel like that's very poor.
I
don't like that. Does it put me off the WNBA? No, absolutely not. I'm still here for the players. Still fans of many players, but as an organization, I think that's a bit suspect. I don't agree with that. I think that that's something that should have been
nipped in the bud sooner.
Yeah.
I think, I completely agree. I think that the idea that the Players Association said something and the W reposted what the Players Association said without posting something speaks volumes. We should never have been, because the WNBAP, they posted something 2 months ago about this, and actually the WNBA had the nerve to repost it without doing their own post. And now at the end of the season is when you do a post. It just screams the fact that actually you weren't really there for the players.
No, because things have been going on from the beginning.
You were supporting how they felt as opposed to deciding to take action. So for you to decide to take action at the end of the season, the question then is what changes when you walk into a new season? Because what are you really going to do now?
And it's interesting because when like Paige was saying about like they're advocating for all these other things, they stopped playing games at a certain point. Like that's how much it like spoke to them. Yeah, exactly. Like they stopped playing, and now like Aaliyah Boston was receiving like stuff from her own fans in the beginning of the season, and she removed herself from social media, and now like that wasn't talked about, and now all of a sudden at the end of the season when teams have even stopped playing, now it's getting brought up.
I got to say, when it comes down to Aaliyah Boston, the way she handled that whole situation is extremely admirable.
Admirable, yeah.
It's she dealt with that as a true professional. But no way or shape or form is it acceptable, and I feel like she should be able to be like, look, like this is a lot. This is coming from our own fans. Like they're shut. And the thing is, it's like I grew up playing basketball in Spain. I've been called a monkey, this, that, and the third. And I'm 14 years old. I got to go tell my coach. And it's not. And that's coming from our own fans. Do you know what I mean? If we're down, and let's say, so when I was younger, it's funny. Like when Diana Bonner was playing in Spain, so she played against my old team, but I had to sit there as like I just had to sit there a part of the team, but I was too young to actually play because this was like the senior team and I was like 13. But we were down, and when I tell you I didn't even play the game, but the amount of racism that I had to experience was insane, and it had nothing to do with me. But it goes down to like that's when Asti was there, Shaquila, like this other girl called Benetta, like everyone, any black person that was there, they're just ready for you. And it'd be your own team that be doing that. And I feel like there has to be a conversation where to say that's not acceptable. Not that we can change anything, but it just says where you stand on that.
And I actually think like we've we've said multiple times that Caitlin Clark needed to say something. She needed to say something. And now, actually thinking about
we said it too late, according to the fans.
According to the fans. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it wasn't that. But anyway, read the caption. Yeah, snap the finger, Shaquille. But actually, now I think about it, when the W doesn't say anything, when your team don't say anything, is it actually your responsibility? Like, and yes, I'm giving grace because I'm giving grace, and I said that I only have 1 year of grace to give. Next year, there's no grace to be given. But when you put it like that, I understand. Like, as in, the big W never came out to say anything. Your whole team can hear it happening. They're not saying anything. Now, you as the individual that actually just wants to play the game are now wearing it on your shoulders when all of the organizations you're part of aren't saying anything.
Yeah.
I get it. But it doesn't stop the fact that it's what we said like 2 weeks ago. Like, why is everyone a Caitlin Clark fan and not a WNBA fan if it isn't racism?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I totally agree. It's just sad. Like I said, I feel like everyone can learn from this and let's just try and deal with this better, because I don't think this will make the trolls shy away. I think if anything, they're fueled up to give us more.
Yeah. And the W enabled it, to be fair.
Exactly. And this is where I feel like they need to be like, and you know what? It's not even the fact that they can control what is said online, but just say that you don't stand for that. Do you know what I mean? Same way how you're quick to say you don't stand for whatever societal issue you don't stand for, then do the same thing.
Yeah. Keep the same energy.
Yeah.
Because I also think the reason it's suspect, because that was the word that you used, that was like, that is the perfect word, is that you chose profits above player mental health.
Yeah.
And societal issues. That's the reality. Because otherwise you would not have said it at the end of the season when you've made all your money from the viewings. That's
true, yeah.
And so actually now it's within your hands to resolve. Like, I want to see this statement every single time something happens. The next time I want to see players getting kicked out of, I want to see fans getting kicked out of the stadium.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I want to see them banned from games. I want to see, like, you shouldn't be in a situation where you have to learn from the Premier League.
Yeah.
You know it now. You should resolve it immediately.
It's like when Saka had to deal with all the hate when he was playing for England, and he had to come out and say something. But it's not just him, it was his teammates that said something. It was everyone who said something. Everyone came together and unified and saying, what you lot are doing to this man online is not okay. And for when Carrington or Reese or whoever has to deal with the hate coming from these so-called Caitlin Clark fans, and they now have to talk up about it, I feel like maybe if Caitlin doesn't want to talk up about it in person, like out loud, at least have that conversation with them, like, look, I'm sorry that you had to experience that. I hope you're okay. If that's done, then cool. Like, we ain't got no passer. But apart from that, it's like, if nothing's said at all, then I think that's a bit oof.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess the line in the sand as we move into the next season is that I don't want to be talking about this next season. And I said this, right? I said I've got 1 year of grace to give to Caitlin Clark. I say it for the W as well. I got 1 year of grace to give you because you didn't expect this influx. So maybe you needed some sort of DEI lead to help you manage it, and you didn't get them on board to the end of the year. That's fine.
Yeah.
But this cannot be Ben Simmons.
My God.
We can't do the cycle again.
Do you know what? We're gonna get like a jar. Every single time you say Ben Simmons, you've got to put like £10 in the jar.
But his example shines through. It cannot in a negative way, unfortunately.
And you know what? The WNBA, to be fair, the WNBA, they have never experienced anything like this before. So it is a new thing for the WNBA, and just learn from it.
Yeah, that's it. We move.
They're in the playoffs now. I'm wondering why they didn't stop playing. Because now that Caitlin Clark is out and she's lost, I'm wondering how different also the viewings are.
100%.
Number one.
Exactly.
I'm really interested to see that. But if they did stop playing, I wonder how that would have been received by the Indiana Fever fans. They would have probably been like, well, we didn't want to watch anyway, something like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would have been a really powerful statement for them to stop. I feel like that would have been good, especially because she wasn't playing.
Yeah.
To see how everyone would have reacted.
Yeah.
And And it takes an established league to be able to make it's hard, isn't it? Basically, what I'm trying to say is that in the year where you are having the most viewership, the most of everything, is that the time to call the game and choose societal and social political issues over the game itself that is growing? Probably.
Yes.
I mean,
I think yes.
I think fundamentally, as someone,
but when majority of the players come from African descent, 100%.
Yeah. And I think for a league that you want to protect the players, I say yes. I agree. But
from a business standpoint, they probably don't see it like that.
Oh yeah, from a business, absolutely not.
Yeah. But there probably was a concession. There was something they could have done in the middle that would have been better than nothing at all. Yeah.
So playoffs. Okay, Fever are out. Connecticut are up 1 and Liberty are up 1. So did everyone watch the Aces game?
Yeah.
How disappointing, Andre.
No, you're right. I'm disappointed too.
Even though they lost
Asia
by 10.
should have just worn a plain white tee rather than the one with her logo.
Yeah, it was too much. She needed just the plain
white.
Yeah, I do agree. But to be fair, they only lost by 10, and I thought like they were down a lot more. I generally thought they were down by 20.
I think in the last, they turned it around in that last 4 minutes. That last 4 minutes was quite painful to watch because it kept feeling as though there was a potential, and then there would be some sort of
Brianna Stewart. That's what it was.
Yeah, it's true. To be honest, it
Brianna
was the
Stewart and
decision she
Sabrina.
was making. Yeah, to force. I don't even think it was the shots that were the daggers. I mean, well, no, there was one Stewie shot that was a dagger, right? The floater over Asia. That was a dagger. But I think that it was the tactical stopping transition. That was what made that. I think that was the biggest. I think that was the biggest factor in making that game difficult. Because when they went on a run, right? Aces, I think in the last they had 5 points straight. There was a situation where Liberty hadn't scored in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was
9 possessions.
Yeah, but then also the Aces weren't necessarily chipping away at the numbers, but they were stopping the Liberty. And I was like, okay, they just need a bit of momentum, and we're gonna be fine. We might be seeing 5 points with 2 minutes left, and it's a different game.
Yeah.
But Stewart, just like you said, Brianna Stewart, she was the one, because there was one play where I think she sort of fouled and knocked it out of bounds, and then it cut the transition play. And as soon as that happened, I went, yeah, this game's done.
Well, yeah, because they were able to set up on defense, right? Yeah. It was very painful to watch. I just feel like they're not. Get Jones out the game and make Asia post up against Jones or Brianna, get them in foul trouble, then they can't play against her. Do you know what I mean? Get them out the game. And Stewart was on fouls, but as me and Shaq were saying, we were saying that that's the best we're ever gonna see of Liberty. And the fact that
100%.
That is the best. That they came out, they gave the first punch, and they played amazing, to be fair. And I rate it, but I feel like when the Aces come back on defense, better, because what they were giving up in the lane was absolutely ridiculous. It was I was absolutely shocked.
HD is nodding.
HD is not impressed. And it was once they come back and figure that out, come back on defense, because their offense is not that. I mean, it was a bit scrambled, but once they calm it down and play how they're supposed to play, then we got a game. Yeah,
and it's true, right? Their offense is scrambled as a result of poor defense.
Yeah,
they're equally how did we give that up? Coming up on offense, trying to set up. And not utilising Asia. I feel like their offense did not utilise her enough.
I feel like Asia's dribbling to no man's land. She's literally going nowhere.
She was going into 2 players at times. I just feel like there was no
there was no space. There was no lane. There was no space for her.
Yeah. There wasn't any movement. It was very stagnant at times.
It felt a little bit like when we were watching in-season tournament and we saw the Pacers. We saw the plan was to basically make sure Tyrese Halliburton didn't get the ball.
Yeah.
Right? When we were watching that final, that was the plan. Don't let him get the ball because the whole team runs through him.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same.
If you cut the snake's head off.
Yeah. Go for Asia, double team her, make her uncomfortable, and we've got a ball game. And that's the reason why you saw Stewie and Sabrina shine, because they were in they were in all of their heads. Even if they weren't in Asia's, they were in the whole team's head because they didn't know what to do.
They did what they do best. They did what they do best. And yeah, Sabrina's been that girl, man.
Yeah, yeah.
She was, but you know what? I would rather have Sabrina shoot them threes than give up them layups. Like, let her shoot that.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't give up them layups.
Yeah, and don't create a situation where somehow the switch has happened on Sabrina with Asia there. That was wild for me. Like, the amount of threes that was Asia, like out there threes that Asia was the person contesting because of a switch. I was like, why is she there? Like, why is she there? Because if she had decided not to take that shot, that's the lane. That's a pass to Stewie, and that's an easy 2. Like, why is she there? That's not a defensive rebound. Like, Asia's in the wrong place.
But even when they were like rebounding, they're not even trying to get in front to get the rebounds.
No,
honestly,
I just think they're undersized. I wasn't either, but they are undersized. But realistically, this is the team. They beat them with like 6 of their players, and their main players out of the game. So maybe it's the first game.
First game, I mean, to be fair, I did feel like Liberty were going to win this game. I just didn't know it would be like that. I just thought Aces would play a better game, but that's the exciting part, the fact that we know they can play better. But I do love that for Brianna Stewart, you know.
And she had a reason to come back because unanimous MVP after all of the chat. Remember last year? Remember last year when she was up there accepting her award, sending shade,
and everyone was like, "She shouldn't have it."
Yeah, exactly.
Now she's saying she does. Who do you think is the better player, Asia or Brianna Stewart?
Asia.
Really?
Oh
no, I put Brianna Stewart, and really? I love Asia. Asia's my girl, but I put Brianna Stewart over her.
Brianna Stewart didn't get 1,000+ points in a season.
Very true, very true. I feel like
clutch.
She's more versatile.
Yeah. She's so positionless, and I love watching that. And I'm not saying Asia can't play other positions. I just feel like it looks more natural coming from Brianna Stewart.
You know what it is? Like, I was looking at this because when she got that shit, like in the last like maybe 6 minutes, she got one crazy. She got one crazy like underarm layup, and then she got that
the steal. That one.
She got the steal. Yeah, and then she got the floater. The dagger floater.
Okay.
And I remember thinking, her arms are long, man.
Long.
Yeah, she's
long.
She's a long girl.
She's long. And that's what makes it look more natural than Asia, in my opinion. That it
probably.
The versatility, and actually also the reason why she has so much more versatility. Like, her arms are long. And like,
I think out of like a defensive background and stuff, I'll put Asia on top. I feel like, she brings a bit of attitude, a bit of grit to the game. And it is fun to watch, and you know, like, stats speak for itself. But
highlight reel.
She's a highlight reel player. But I feel like, overall, I think I got Brianna. I mean, tomorrow I might change my mind. This is a situation where it's such a good comparison. I generally can't. Like, the next 30 seconds, I might change not Asia, no Brianna. Like,
I think the reason that you're saying that, I think I would say Stewie is more highlight reel than Asia is.
She can do more. She's more versatile.
More. Yeah.
She's more versatile. And to be fair, I'm loving, if they win, I love that. I want them to go all the way.
Yeah. And they will, because, it's about time.
It's given Celtics.
Exactly. Literally, we said this with Celtics. It's the team that we know should win, but we don't want them to. But I guess, speaking of Asia's defense, she did not get Defensive Player of the Year. How do people feel about that?
Oh, that was tough because Fee doesn't actually lead in anything defensively, no? Does she? Does she actually lead in anything defensively, like steals, blocks?
Or, I mean, I don't know, actually, because if I was to... Obviously, the hype has been about Asia, so all
rebounds,
we've seen is give me something. Like, offensive rebound. Yeah, it's true. I can't imagine that she's dominating numbers. Maybe steals?
Probably steals, yeah.
I can imagine that maybe steals would be...
I feel like they were like, we've given Asia too much this year.
Yeah,
but she's given it to herself.
Yeah, exactly. She did the work.
Yeah.
But Becky Hammond disagreed. She said that Asia should have got Defensive Player of the Year. She said, like,
people feel that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that, Shaquila?
I think that they did go with the route of Asia's got too much, and Nafisia did so good this season that they did have to give her something. I think that they did kind of go down that route.
Fair enough.
So
yeah.
I mean, it's not even fair enough, but it's just like, it's the game we play. So,
But I guess a question though, because I agree, I do think that that's what's happened. Do we think that, like, obviously all of us as women, do you feel like that's the nature of the fact that because it's a women's sport, that actually we are more conscious of making sure you reward equally, yeah, even though the numbers don't speak? Because I don't know if this was the NBA, I don't know if they would have done that.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I'm just really interested in terms of like what you guys think. Like, do you think that because it's the W and we're just like, maybe we're a little bit more mindful, lenient of that, because we want everyone to succeed in a season that has been a standout season, that we're actually willing to share our toys rather than claim our coin.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the title. Share our,
No, it's Ben Simmons. The title of this is Ben Simmons. Steph already said. But yeah, that is fair.
I'm looking at the stats now. So it's rebounds. I don't know if it's offensive or defense or total. Nafisha has 9.7. Asia's 11.9.
Yay.
Blocks, Asia's 2.6. And Nafisha's not even top 5. And then steals, Nafisha is 1.9 and Asia is 1.8.
Yeah, I said it could only be steals.
But that's still such a small...
But point one. So, I think they are going based off of, let's give everyone a chance and this is fun.
And that would be their rationale.
Yeah. And I think it's fair, because I feel like in a world where you're launching new teams and you want people to actually look at the wider breadth of the W, because I think this links onto the question of why did Chicago's coach get fired, right? I actually think in a world where you're trying to make sure that the whole W is being showcased, you need another team. It's good PR.
Yeah, it's good storytelling. At least like people get to know about these players currently, and it's like she deserves to be spoken about. So let's give her that.
Yeah. And it's the same with Chicago Sky. When have we ever seen in the W that you fire a coach after 1 year?
1 year.
Like, apart from us now deciding to do it, like, it's like these guys are acting as though, like, as in, this is not the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in, you didn't even that's crazy. We've never seen that happen in the W before, I don't think.
I mean, whether it's happened before or not, I don't feel like it was fair, because she did what she could with what she had. She didn't have that great of a team. You had 2 post players, like, who are, top 10, top 5 NCAA players. But apart from that, like, you trade out one of your best offensive players. Your defense is all over the place. Like, it just, like, what was she supposed to do? I feel like, and from where she almost, let's say, like, she was a couple games away from getting into playoffs. Like, was it really that deep worth firing?
And Angel, who was one of the, like, whilst you're not winning games,
your franchise player.
Yeah, she's the person that's getting you the boards that mean that you have a second chance, whether that's offensively or defensively. You lost there to injury. So actually, what more could she have done?
So, and everyone was saying that, well, she deserves to get fired because she lost more games than they did last year, and they prioritised Angel getting double-doubles than winning games. And I feel like any coach that wants to keep their job is not going to prioritise any player stats over winning the game, because to keep your job, all you got to do is win the games, right?
Do you think they prioritise that? That's a crazy narrative, though. Or is this
this is what everyone was saying online?
You know what that narrative is? Angel versus Caitlin Clark. How bloody dare you say that a coach that is finally, like, as in, this person has been working their arse off, and then all of a sudden they get the publicity for it, and you're saying that in the amount of years that she's been a coach, she said, let me cakewalk my way into fame by being the person that got Angel Reese double-doubles over getting a team to the playoffs. How can you say that someone has that little integrity in a league that people only started watching this year? That's rude, man. That's crazy. That's wild. To me, they're just trying to fuel the Angel versus Caitlin narrative. I don't think that's true at all. That's rubbish.
It is. I mean, it is. I definitely don't agree with it. I don't agree she deserves to get fired, especially, like, she dealt with what she can deal with. But
so many injuries, so many things going on.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's like
the mental health of your player, your franchise player.
Yeah, what she had to undergo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like if it's because she allowed her to do so many things.
Yeah.
If that's why they, I don't know. It's strange. It's a strange one.
Well, the only thing I can see coming out, like, I want to see what coach they put in that position, basically. Like, I want to know if it's going to be worth it. So we'll see. Like, it's a new coach. It was a new team, and you know, it was building. But so we'll see if a new coach can help them build faster. And you know, best of luck.
But it's okay because there's 2 more teams coming. 3, 2 this
We've
year
got
and then 1 the
Valkyries,
year
and we
after.
got. Is there a name for the other team?
No, there's no
I don't think
name
we've
yet.
got that. Yeah. Where is it again?
Oh, Portland.
Yeah. Oregon.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, so maybe she has opportunity at one of those teams. I don't think it's necessarily over, but I do think they missed out on a good opportunity for Angel and her to grow together.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, really.
Yeah, 100.
But anyway.
Speaking of Angel, has anyone, let's get into some culture stuff. Her podcast, has anyone watched any clips?
No.
I have only seen the clips where she talks about, like, I guess her experience of the W so far. I'm excited to see. I've been waiting more so to see where the clips, like, where she takes this in the off season. That's really what I'm excited to see. But I haven't seen that many clips. But I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
and who she gets on the show?
Yeah,
that would be good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, her and Caitlin.
Oh,
I would love that.
Oh wow!
Honestly,
that would
I
be
am
great.
the marketing team.
Yes, go.
I mean, but the reality is, whilst that would be an excellent idea, it will be a terrible thing for the W.
Why?
Because you need the Larry Bird, Michael Jordan
rivalry.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
At this point, I don't even see it as a rivalry. I just feel like people just had to be racist.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was with Larry Bird.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense of like whether they're friends or not, like they declared there's no beef between the two. So,
but as in, like, it's the same.
Oh, you want to see like, because I guess like what I've seen on Angel's podcast, like she does say like she don't feel like Caitlyn is racist, but the fans that she's brought over are racist, and she's been clear about that. And how they've treated her, blah blah blah, what they've done to her. So and I guess they're gonna turn around and be like, we don't do that, you just hate us. Go back.
You're just to
the
just get
trees
your
that
own
you came
rebound.
from.
Yeah, honestly. But I think because there's a reason why Celtics, like, the reality of the legacy of the Celtics is also Larry Bird. And when we think about Celtics, we think about racism. And there's a reason why.
They're fucking they're so racist.
But look, Larry Bird was a big part of that. So like, I don't think that.
He was an arsehole.
Yeah.
just his demeanor. He just.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think, and he got away with things that no one else was able to get away with. Same thing with Caitlin Clark. So I don't think that link up on the pod is a good idea. I think you need that rivalry for the next 5 years to grow the W, get everyone to have the ability to have shares in their jerseys.
But if it's growing in the way where it's just gonna be racist, then we're not growing it the right way.
Yeah, it's a word. It's a word.
Like if we're gonna just do it just to bring racism to the W, like we're doing the wrong thing here.
Yeah. No, I take it back. Keeping it local. Super League basketball.
So last week was the first week back. Well, they got back on Friday.
Weekend,
Extremely interesting. It was on DAZN, guys. If you guys want to DAZN, however you guys want to.
Not DAZN.
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 Yeah.
That one there.
DAZN.
If you lot want to check out the Super League basketball professional league in the UK, that is the platform you watch it on. So
we have an inside scoop that the players have not yet received their kit.
It's not even they came out with a statement saying that our players haven't received the kit yet, and it should be in a couple of weeks.
And it's given local league. And that was the only reason that I was like, oh, rah, man, what a way. But outside of that, obviously, we love the fact that the BBL was never going to stop or curb what basketball in England could look like.
Exactly, yeah.
Sure.
We love everything that they're doing, and all of the players that have gone to support that league and given their time back to that league. Be it Ovi, be it Helen on London Lions, like the people that have decided that actually I'm gonna invest my time into this to make sure that it becomes the league it should be. Like, shout out to all of you guys, because that is so important for us to invest back into, I guess, what has been broken by 777. But yeah, and also because Paige had told us from last year who the sponsor of this kit was going to be, and we were all so excited. So now the fact that the kit wasn't here on day one, it's like, oh crap.
Do you know, it's actually insane. Yeah, we've been talking about Reebok for a minute. Like obviously, like without the whole world knowing. So
we thought we was getting the stuff that Angel Reese has. That's what we thought.
Which is
that's
really
why.
sad. I mean, I think there was something in the works of trying to see if we could get her over here. You know, she's a Reebok athlete.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we were gonna have Shaq over here. So so it was something in the works. But so like Leicester Riders, they were wearing black on their home.
On their home game.
Yeah, I was expecting to see them in red. Cheshire, I think they were wearing blue with no logos. It looked very different, but I mean, I know the kits will probably look really lit when it comes together.
Yeah. And I think that would also be like the marketing campaign that comes with the launch of the league. That means like we're back. We're back and better. So I'm excited to see those kits. Because who was it? Like, was it Cheshire that they launched their kits last year and everyone was like, I think it was Hoops by Honcho, and everyone did the like like the comparison of the kits, and it was I feel like their kit was pretty.
I like Cheshire. Yeah, I like Cheshire's kit. Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what.
And to be fair, I like it. I like kits with all the logos. It makes me feel like there's a lot going on. So I do. Yeah, I do like Cheshire's kit. Excited to see that. Newcastle, I'm expecting to see some kind of eagle wings on it or something. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't want to talk about the kits because I'm not too sure who actually has their kit and who actually doesn't. But I know majority don't. But yeah, let's see how that works out. With that being said, the games are on DAZN, which is, I don't know if that's a step in the right direction yet, but it's a step in a direction.
Stands to be told, but yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, again, testament to the fact that these guys did something in
10 weeks.
In 10 weeks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, local league teams could never. And let alone doing this and also getting a TV deal and getting, like, actually, like, that level players to be playing for that team. Like, shout out to them, because you cannot imagine the work it took to turn this around for that many teams and to build a league on top.
Yeah.
It's from scratch.
Yeah.
From scratch.
From scratch.
Yeah, literally. So, yeah, the game's on DAZN if anyone wants to tune in. I just don't like the fact that, I mean, I only have DAZN on my phone. I actually don't have it on my laptop. Maybe I need to put it on my laptop. I'm not in love with the league that much yet. But when you watch the game, like, you can't. So basically, what the Super League Basketball have done, they've put all the games on at the same time.
Oh.
So it's like, you can't. Do you know how annoying that is? They haven't staggered the times. So it's like, if you're watching one game, you have to exit watching that game to go to the other game, and it's all on at the same time. So when I'm talking to one of my friends now who play at Newcastle, and he's telling me, we're talking about his points or whatever, I said, I didn't even see you score, bro. I'm rotating through 3 games, and I saw you foul, I saw you run, and I saw you jump. I didn't see you do nothing else.
I saw you get subbed off.
I saw you get subbed off, yeah. And yeah, that's the only thing that I'm not too sure on yet, but it's kind of actually put me off watching it, because it's like, I want to watch the games as a night. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, start at 3 and at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's definitely a shame. But there must be a reason for it. Budget.
Court availability, maybe the badminton is on the court.
I just don't feel like they liked how it was done last year.
It's actually true. They're our biggest ops on when it comes to booking courts.
Badminton. That is a good point, though. I never even thought of that, because I'm always like, oh, why can't the games be at this time? But it makes sense for the viewers. Like, if you put 2 WNBA games on at the same time, then who's watching what you're watching?
Yeah, you're
it makes sense.
Actually, yeah, I take it back in terms.
They need you on the team.
Yeah.
Not me, Paige.
That is true, though. Like.
But I guess like that was a adjustment that they made last year in the BBL, and I think the teams weren't too keen on it. I guess they just wanted to get things like done quickly. But as a viewer, I don't necessarily like that. But I guess from their business point of maybe what they can do right now, that's all they can do right now.
Yeah. No, that's fair. But then that means that it's fewer streams. So it's worse deals. But maybe that's not where the focus is, actually. They were just focused on making sure we could watch the games, and they've got a partner for that.
Yeah.
I think that's all. Yeah, that's all they had time for.
Yeah, that's what they could achieve.
That's all they had time for.
Yeah.
Shout out to the team. So I guess my team that I'm actually supporting this year in the Super League basketball would be I'm in between Sheffield, Cheshire, and Newcastle. Newcastle because my bedrooms play on that team, but Sheffield, I'm watching them play against Newcastle and the game they had over the week. Who did they play? I think it was Cheshire. I like their ball movement. They move the ball well. Jamal Anderson is like a good fit there. I genuinely like watching them play. Do I know their names yet? No, but I will learn them. But yeah, no, they're fun to watch. Cheshire are always a joy to watch. You got Skylar White on that team. You got Cam on that team. They're super fun. And I guess this year they kind of want to bring home all the titles because they were Sam Decker made sure they didn't get the playoff final. The year before that, the trophy, Caledonia made sure they didn't get that title. So I guess this year they want to get the 2 titles that they're competing for. Is it 2? Yeah, trophy and playoff. So
playoff, yeah.
Oh, and I guess regular season.
Do you think they're gonna do both?
Trophy and playoff.
Yeah.
Actually,
yeah, they've already started advertising. For the
trophy. Yeah. I mean, they're in trophy now.
Yeah,
So I hope so.
That's fair. I'm out here repping Lions. I feel like we should try and go to more games.
Let's go to more Lion games.
Yeah. I think.
Let's go to more Lion games. Yeah. So they're going to be playing in the Copper Box, from what I believe. If that changes, we will let you guys know. London Lions it's a rebuilding for the girls for sure. For the guys,
I would say for the guys as well. To be fair.
They've lost a lot of big names. But I'm excited. What I love about it is the fact that I'm now watching games in Italy. I'm watching Matt Morgan play in Italy. I'm watching games in France. Do you know what I mean? Like, these players have had such a huge impact on UK basketball that you just want to follow them. I know that they're doing good, and I'm excited for them outside there. But ultimately here, let's make sure we support our London Lions.
Yeah. Shout out to Helen training, Chinwei, who did some her highlight reel from the game on the weekend against Ipswich was crazy.
They lost by 20. By the way,
the highlight reel was crazy. That was the point.
Hey, she didn't want to say that. Ola's over here trying to support her friend. You talk about they lost by 20.
They lost by 20. But it is what it is. They lost by 20. It is true.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, yeah, we're seeing D1 players now play in.
Yeah. Also, Ipswich, they was Division 1, weren't they?
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah,
actually. And they've always been a bit back and forth between them. So it was it's going to be an interesting. I think it's going to be more interesting to see what does the women's league look like.
To be honest,
seeing what that looks like this year.
Women's games will also be on YouTube, by the way. The women's games will be on YouTube, so you can do your business instead of trying to watch on the Zone. But anyway, go on, Shaq.
To be honest, I think that this could grow the league in basketball for mainly women, because when I've played in different countries overseas, you have a lot of their younger players or that their homegrown players playing in the league, and they'll add an addition of one player or this. But I think having a lot of players now in the Super League are from Division 1. So I think them playing in the higher league will be good, because I feel like it will bring everyone up together. And then when they're ready, then you can have the additions of the Americans or the Europeans.
Yeah. I completely agree. It's a step back to take many steps forward. And that's
big step back.
It is as in fact.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't want the women's side to be treated like a developmental foundation.
Well, it is.
But I mean, okay, then that's not that's like you're setting them up for failure, because then if they then now go to play somewhere else, it's going to be a whole different.
But I guess everyone's in the same situation, right? Like, there's going to be teams, or maybe it is just London. Actually, maybe
I think so.
London. Because
I mean, other teams do have Americans.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like what it is that the Americans. I mean, the team London was last year was so
stacked.
It was extremely stacked, and that team wasn't for the WBBL. It was for Europe. Do you know what I mean? So you gotta understand that this league is semi-professional at the same time. It's not necessarily fully professional. But I don't want it to be developmental, because it's always been that. I want them to enjoy being a professional athlete.
Yeah, yeah.
And what comes with that.
Yeah, yeah. And I think they're gonna get treated the same, and I feel like that's the beauty of it. So actually, like, the facilities that they get, the access to coaching staff that they get, and so on, all of that isn't going to change massively, right? But what we do know is that we've lost some of the big names that we're bringing. Like, we've lost some of the big names. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, so our hope is that the players don't get treated any different, because actually they still made it to this league. But we do know that in order for us to get some of those big names back, there's going to have to be a lot of stepping up.
From every team, you want it to be a team where you can compete in. And for that to be it. I mean, Caledonia is still competing pretty well, to be fair. I'm excited to see the girls play. I didn't actually watch any of the games over the weekend. But yeah, it is exciting, to be fair.
Yeah. I think build back better.
Yeah, build back better.
That's how I see it. And I think that links to what Sadiq Khan's trying to do in London, which is form a basketball task force to grow and develop the game in the capital. And I really hope, my parting line is that there's the right people in that conversation, because I think everything that we've learned from 777 and the fact that the community was speaking about the fact that this would happen, and we are here in a situation where it happened, we cannot be in a situation where the wrong people are in the room when you're building a basketball task force in the capital, when we already know that basketball in the capital is poor in terms of our access to courts and so on.
It has to be the right people wanting the right things to change. So
we need to focus on the right things. 100%.
And it'd be like the bare minimum, like just making things affordable for everyone to get access to. So as long as the right people are in charge, then we can see that.
Ban all badminton. Ban badminton after basketball. that is the campaign
slogan.
Strip
all the lines off. Strip all the badminton lines.
Yeah.
And no rackets allowed in the line.
Get rid of the shuttlecocks. You know what? Put badminton outside. Or even
badminton, you're not welcome here.
That's it. And all of the money that you keep spending on redoing those lines in the court, spend that money on outdoor hoops. Because
which in recent years been looking great, to be fair. A lot of like renovations been done to a lot of outdoor hoops. So excited to see more of that. Switch. Yeah, shout out to Hoops Fix.
Yeah.
To all you guys doing great things for us. It's not easy, it's not overnight, but we appreciate it for sure.
Yeah. You got to take the good and the bad. So hopefully you guys don't just hear the bad, because we're in it with you. We're equally disappointed, but excited about the Super League. We're equally hopeful about Sadiq Khan, but we're homegrown too, so we feel the pain just as much as you guys. So to the London guys, to the UK guys that are listening, it's all love, man. Let's grow the game.
Let's grow the game. Yes. Guys, we didn't even talk about our predictions.
Yeah. Also, clarifying points. Last time when we asked who do I think is going to take it all, even though I was saying begrudgingly, and I said Phoenix. I said Phoenix because Phoenix Suns, but I actually meant Connecticut Suns.
Sure.
In terms of DT, because I did say BG. So just putting it out there, if Connecticut take it all, I called it.
I think I've got Suns and Liberty, you know.
Really?
Suns and Liberty. Yeah. Okay.
And if that happens, I really wish that they gave Asia Defensive Player of the Year. Because that would be really sad.
Yeah.
If the narrative...
I'm still an Asia fan. Nothing's going to change there. But I just feel like they want it a bit more and they're playing a bit smart. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. All right.
And also Stewie could retire. There is a chance where...
Retire?
I think she's got like 2 seasons left max.
You think so?
Yeah.
When did she come in 2016?
I don't.
2016 she came into the league. No, I think she's got a couple more,
Her kids are like, she's got kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think
you think she's ready to sit down?
Yeah, I think she's ready to sit down.
So she probably just wants this one, maybe.
Because she's been quiet this season, and like, do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, in terms of speaking
until
out,
this last game.
Yeah. Like, she's been quiet. I feel like she's rounding down.
That's an interesting take. Let's see how that plays out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Catch you on the flip side, guys. Thank you for
listening. All right, see you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.